Welcome in, you renegade maniacs, to
You
this week
got
in
to be kidding me right now.
wrestling. What?
Really? Really? Through what you tried to pull last week, you're sitting here doing it again?
I have no idea what you're talking about, man.
You got no idea. Okay, what? You're not the boss this week? No? Not R freaking K. Shane Swanson? Maybe that rings a bell? No? Who are you this week? Huh? Enlighten me. Who are you? Are you Jarrett, the genius behind RK?
Shane Swanson. I definitely don't know any Shanes. I don't even know who this Jarrett guy you're talking about is. I mean, you're not making a whole lot of sense right now, man. I'm
Well,
RK, same as every week.
whoever you claim to be in this very moment, this week, don't worry, I'm doing the talking.
Well, I mean, you usually do all the talking, but hey, do your thing. I have no idea why you're being so sensitive right now.
Sensitive. I'm about tired of hearing the word sensitive thrown around with my name, but I'll let that slide. Look, this week in wrestling, that is why I am here. One half of the top rope renegades, which, to be honest, you have seemed to forget about. I'm here to talk about how it's episode number 45, and that alter ego of yours can't be bothered to be here with us.
Still don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it must be an easy decision to sit there and pretend you have no idea what I'm talking about. I mean,
I
I can't
don't.
sit here and begrudge the fact that you're putting in part time effort is better than most people full time.
I mean, it's the truth, but thanks, man.
Yeah, it wasn't a compliment, more of a fact.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. What I do begrudge is the fact that you tried to kick me off the show that I helped create. And without me,
No.
there is no show. Trying to say you're doing what's best for business? Then you have that you have the discipline to do what needs to be done when others won't?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, well, at a certain point you just kind of have to sit there, look up to the sky and say, "RK, sit down, you motherfucker."
goddamn, dude. Like,
There
what?
is
What?
easily 17 people listening to us right now just wanting to know why.
It's probably more like 20.
All right, give or take. Look, I'm done with this. I'm done talking to you. I'm done talking to anybody else unless his name is Ron Kina. So, if you can find it worth your time to join us, Ron, maybe grace us with your presence here on this road to WrestleMania next Sunday. Next Sunday, just know I will be here too.
Who?
Look at me. I'm looking right at you, Ron. I, me, the one, the only, the son of a plumber. I am the captain now, Ron. I'll see you next week.
Uh-huh.
Quiet on set. Places, everybody. And action.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 45 of This Week in Wrestling with the Top Rope Renegades. My name is Kurt. That is RK, and we are happy to be talking to you on this lovely, lovely day. Before we get into all of the fun, the news, the rumors, innuendo, the Guess the Wrestler segment, all of that, RK, how are we doing?
Doing good, man. It was a good week of wrestling. All
Oh, yeah.
three shows delivered, and yeah, we're in Europe. Well, we're not in Europe. I wish we were in Europe. That'd be
That'd be
fucking
awesome.
awesome. But we're not. But one day we might end up in Japan, and who knows where we go. But from there, yeah, man, it's been a good week, and yeah, I'm just excited to do the show tonight.
That makes me want to ask you a question. If there was one country you could visit for professional wrestling purposes, what
Japan.
country? Okay, good. We're on the same page then. I actually mentioned this to somebody today. I think my father, of all people. I was talking to
If
him.
it wasn't Japan, maybe Mexico, because the lucha scene.
Ooh, yeah. But now let's be Japan. Watch some New Japan live. That'd be pretty sick. Tokyo Dome is kind of Wrestle Kingdom would be the big one, the big goal of some sort. That'd be awesome. Um, and I've always wanted to go to Japan anyway, just to take in.
Yeah, I missed out. Like in grade 10 or something, we had an exchange thing where students went over for like 2 months. And
Really,
at that time, I didn't know. If I could go back, I would have signed up for that in an instant.
that's an interesting field trip per se.
That'd be
I don't
fucking
think,
cool, man.
yeah, I don't think we ever did anything like that here in the States. I think my school field trips were like the
Well, I mean,
zoo.
you guys think that you're the only country in the world, so.
There it is. There it is. Can't go a week without it. Um,
Hey, you know what? You know what? I was watching WrestleMania 36 this week, and I
okay.
had a question. Because you were watching the show around that time.
Yes, yes, yes,
Whatever
yes.
happened to Braun Strowman's tag team partner, Nicholas?
Oh, okay. Nicholas. So Nicholas
That
was a handpicked tag team partner at WrestleMania 36.
totally not a plant at all.
Not a plant at all. He is the son of a referee, but that's besides the point. Braun grabbed him up out of the crowd, and they won the tag title. I forget
Sorry,
who
did I
they.
say 36? Sorry, I meant 34, but nonetheless,
What you threw me? I
semantics.
don't fully remember the number either. Who did they beat for the titles? Do you remember?
Oh fuck! I literally watched it.
Nonetheless, but
It was the bar. It was the bar.
wow, that's even more hilarious.
Yeah.
So Nicholas, that Raw after Monday night or the Raw after Mania, it was announced that Braun Strowman and Nicholas did have to relinquish the tag titles due to Nicholas's busy work schedule with school. Really, he was a fourth grader, so he had to relinquish the title. Which honestly, looking at it, I'd be pissed if I was Nicholas. I'm like at least let me hold it for a week. I can take the title to school with me, show it off to my friends.
Fuck
Just
that. You could
come
literally
on.
walk around the rest of your life and be like, "Yo, I'm a one-time
Well,
WWE
yeah, all you gotta do
Raw
is take
Tag Team Champion."
take your phone out and walk up to everybody and be like, "You see this?
It
That's
happened.
me, WrestleMania." Yeah, that was a time in the wrestling world. To be fair,
I totally forgot I was watching, and I was like, "Holy fuck, this actually did happen." I wasn't watching any of the shows at the time, so I'm like, "Did they actually like
I
go on with that, or what happened?
I love
Did
the
somebody
fact
like?"
that you kind of pretty much have the quote unquote WWE network in a sense in front of you. I know it's missing quite a bit of stuff that you would want to see, but uh, you were very similar to me when the WWE network was announced. That I would just put on something and let it cycle through stuff, and that would be like background noise. I'd watch it. I'd be working. I mean, it's fun to watch the old wrestling stuff, and we have a plan for some old wrestling stuff we're gonna get into. I don't know if you want to announce that, talk about that right now.
How about might as well? I mean, we should actually start doing that, but you seem to be really tired for your age for some reason in the evenings. It's kind of weird. You
It's
probably go
weird.
see a doctor, but I know
I
that
should
costs money
actually.
in the States, so I
There's another
understand.
one.
I understand.
Where's my
Uh,
ding? Ding. RK takes a jab at the states.
hey, we're living in a weird world right now, man.
Yes, yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Um, yeah, we are going to do a 10-week series. We're going to watch the 10 highest rated Raws and the 10 highest rated Monday Night Nitros
Yep.
in history. And oddly enough, they all fall in the period of the Monday Night Wars. Shocking.
Makes sense. And it's only when Nitro was around.
I mean, they're pulling in 6, 7, 8 million viewers a
Right.
show.
And I was
We're gonna
thinking,
go top 10 to 1, and we're
Mhm.
gonna rank which show was better which show was better that night. Like the 10th best episode, which one was
right?
better? And then
Um,
we end up in a tie. Maybe we have to watch like an old Starcade and an old WrestleMania at the same time and see which
yeah. And then I was thinking if we could, I'm sure we can find them. After we do the 10 best, we do the 10 worst.
oh god. I'm sure we
Yeah,
can find them.
yeah. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, we're
I
gonna
somehow
do
think
those.
that the 10 worst WWE episodes will not be during the Attitude Era.
Oh no, they're gonna be during the era you kind of just referenced. I think, to be
It will
fair,
be the Jinder Mahal episode.
or the post Monday Night War era, because WWE really did start to dip. There was a big dip because I mean there was no competition anymore until TNA started doing their thing. But if you count that as the competition, I don't. They're still around, so I mean they won their own battle, I guess.
Well, that was the whole point. Is how do you lose a battle if you don't have a battle to battle?
They almost
and
they
battle.
almost did disappear when Hulk Hogan. Anyway, it was a weird time in TNA.
There was a time when WWE thought that they were done, and it was just before the Attitude Era. It was like 94, 95, 96. Attendances were at an all-time low. I mean, they were probably drawing AEW numbers for shows, and like they were about ready to, and then Attitude.
Changed the game. Truly changed the game.
Yeah, no, so yeah, no, that'll be fun. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that. Those classic episodes. I mean, the 10 highest rated episodes. I already know a couple of the episodes that we're going to watch, and I remember those vividly as being OMG moments throughout
What
the whole show.
is cool for me is I probably have watched a few of
The
these Raw.
WCW stuff, I haven't watched the WCW stuff though.
Exactly, me either. So I'm very intrigued with that. Some of the Raw, I'm guaranteed I've seen some of the clips and whatnot from them,
So
or even
guaranteed
watched
I
episodes in
watched them
full.
live. Guaranteed I watched them live.
So, but yeah, I never really watched any WCW stuff because I mean, I'm my age. It was around, but I wasn't tuned in like that
There was a period where they were legit the better wrestling company,
for
obviously.
83 weeks.
According to ratings, but I'd say it was probably closer to a 2-year period where they were the better company. They had the better stars, they had the better stories going, they're edgier.
Yep.
All that stuff. Yeah, so we'll be doing that. Also, you brought up the star ratings for Revolution came out.
They did.
Would you like to,
Very,
maybe
very
share those a little
interesting.
bit?
I don't have them pulled off right now, but I do know as I talk, I'll pull them up. I know Will Ospreay Kyle Fletcher was a 5-star, correct?
Yep.
So that was crazy. The one that really made me laugh, and we can save that for a second here, but the cage match, Ospreay Fletcher got a 5, and then the next night Dave gave the match we'll talk about here in a bit, the steel cage match between Seth Rollins and CM Punk, a 4.75.
Yeah. Which is wild
I thought
because
maybe I'm a homer, but I thought Punk and Rollins was better.
I'll definitely give Fletcher and Osprey 5 stars, 100% all day long. For Meltzer to come out and say that the Seth Punk match wasn't 5 stars as well is beyond me. One, it had just as much drama, just as much hatred between the two. Really, honestly, it was like a carbon copy match both nights. The hate between the two wrestlers. Um, the finish, the Roman Reigns interference was way more fucking entertaining than the Mark Davis interference. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
And the fact that we'll get into it in the news because it's a big point, but the fact that Dave Meltzer went out and said that there was too many near falls in the Seth and CM Punk match when there was probably more near falls in the Kyle Fletcher Osprey match is just fucking wild to me. We'll get into that. And another match that night that got 5 stars was the Tony Storm. No, yeah.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Yeah, Tony Storm and Mariah May.
Deservedly, in my opinion, I thought from
Was it?
a
Was it? But no. Yeah. Okay. As you and I would say, yes, it is a 5-star match, 100%, because of the story.
yes, yes,
Was it a great physical match? Five
meh,
stars, probably not. But the story sold it to 5 stars. But
yes.
WWE does the same shit, and they get 3.75, 4.25 star matches because the
And
wrestling's not good, but they had a good story.
and what's funny about the ratings that he did was in that match you're talking about, he gave it 5 stars and he mentioned how great of a story it was. But then you wouldn't give Rollins and Punk the 5 stars, but their story was just as compelling throughout that match. Even with the
100%.
Roman, yeah, he is hurt himself with these ratings. To be fair, we
Oh, no, he
talked about
does.
it.
The next one I'm going to reference here makes it even more abundantly clear.
Oh, I got what I read from him pulled up ready for this one.
Omega
Oh,
versus
not this
Gabe
one.
Kidd. That was a five
Yes,
star match. New Japan,
banger.
100% 5-star match. Omega Takeshita, also a 5-star match.
No, I didn't think so.
His rating system is so broken because Takeshita Omega, if you compare it side by side with Omega and Kidd, Omega Takeshita is a 4-star match. It's not even on the same level as Gabe Kidd and Omega were at the Tokyo Dome.
Yep, I totally agree with you. Dave has hurt himself with this rating scale, and he has hurt himself with his comments he has made in the past. So, the main event of AEW Revolution, we talked about it a little bit in detail last week. If you want to hear what we said, go ahead and tune into the episode 44. The finish was wild. The match itself sucked. He gave that match 3.25 stars. I'm going to read you an expert from Dave himself, from the Wrestling Observer, Figure 4 online here. Um, from Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Hollywood Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania. And this was the WrestleMania where Hogan and Rock finally faced off, and the crowd was all into it. You know which one I'm talking about, right? So here's what he said. Rock told Hogan to pose, and they tore the house down. As mentioned earlier, this is a match that was probably great live, but won't hold up.
Well, that's a lie because you and I have already talked about this once this week, but I went and watched that match again, and it definitely holds up.
It still holds up. They still will show clips from that match in hype videos and stuff. I mean, it held up. People still talk about it. He says it was similar to Hogan Warrior in Toronto from a storyline, but Hogan Warrior had far less sloppiness and missed spots. But this match had more consistent action and less resting. Well, it was because of Warrior's legendary cardio we're dealing with in that match. Hogan Warrior, he gave 3.75 stars. To me watching it a week later, watching the replay, he felt embarrassed because the Warrior Hogan match didn't hold up. Years later, it looked awful. Just like watching back all of Jim Duggan's tapes from when he was really over in Mid South and going, how could I not realize how bad this guy was? So it takes a couple shots at Jim Duggan from Mid South, and he ends up giving Rock and Hogan from WrestleMania 3 stars. Do you think that Moxley and Copeland from AEW Revolution in 2025 was better than Hogan and Rock at WrestleMania?
No.
Well, according to Dave Meltzer, it is a 1/4 star better.
Okay. The dude fucking twerks for AEW. What do you want?
It's true. We've learned it. It's legit now, and that's what it is. Let us move along here to get into the Guess the Wrestler segment. This week, me and RK have picked 2 new wrestlers, past, present, who knows, and we will guess within 20 questions who it is. RK, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Let's do it, and I'm gonna kick it off like we always do. Is this superstar a female?
Oh, well, that's such a loaded question, but no.
Dang, it's a male. All right. Is this current male active?
No.
No, a retired superstar. Is this superstar by chance in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, was this superstar active in the? I'm gonna probably blow this, but 90s.
Yes.
Were they active in the 2010s?
No.
No. So were they active in the 2000s? I know I just wasted 2 questions there. But,
Yes.
So they retired in the 2000s. Okay. All right. This is a very interesting era of professional wrestling. Was this individual, this male, WWE champion, main champion?
I'm gonna give you a freebie. He was WWF champion.
Thank you for that. Don't come out after us, worldwide, whatever it is, foundation or whatever the hell they are.
The World Wide, I think
What is it? The
it's
World
the
Wildlife
World Wildlife Foundation or
Foundation.
some
Yeah,
shit.
that's what it is.
I
Okay.
feel like they could have fought that one harder, but anyways.
The thing with the WWF Championship, quite a few people did hold this.
Oh yeah.
This run.
Oh yeah.
Active in the 2000s.
I just wanted to give you a
man.
time frame.
So 90s to 2000s. I could ask 80s, but I don't really care. That doesn't help me. Is this person alive?
I do believe so. Let me find out quickly. I want to say yes, he is, but I just want to confirm that. Yes, he is alive.
Okay. All right. This is a tough. It's tough. It's tougher than I'm probably making it, or it is. It may be tough here. I'm gonna take a random one here. Is this Briscoe?
No.
All right. Was that 15 questions there? 15.
What? You're at 9 questions, but
I'm sorry. I thought I was at 10, so this is my 10th question. WWF.
I want to give you a hint right now. I should give you a hint at 10. I'll give you a hint at 10 because it's not a great one. He was very heavily involved in the territory wrestling companies.
Okay. Does that help me? Maybe a little bit. WWF champion involved in the territory. So it's safe to say they were probably active in the 80s as well. You don't have to respond to that because territory. This you can tell me. You can answer this. But territories were a big deal in the 80s, correct?
Yes.
That's what I thought. 80s, early 90s. WWF champion. Was this person the WWF champion in the 2000s?
No.
Okay.
No.
All
Because
right,
WWF didn't exist in the 2000s.
Yeah, they did. They didn't become
When did WWE start?
When did WWF change to WWE? You can Google that.
When did WWF become WWE? Oh yeah, 2002. No, okay, you're right. But no, not the 2000s.
Okay. This could still be so many people, dude. Oh my god. Is it Lex Luger?
No.
Thought you were just gonna go with the Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer. You already asked that question.
This year. Oh yeah, duh. Fuck. Oh man, I'm not gonna get this, and it's gonna irritate me. Okay. Was this person part of the territories? Is it Dusty Rhodes?
No. You're on the right track though. You're on the right track though.
I don't know a lot of these old wrestlers. I do, but I don't.
You'll know this one. You'll know this one.
Yeah. It's not because didn't he do some shit in it? Is it Ultimate Warrior?
No.
This is question 15.
This is 16.
This is 16. Thank you. Oh man. My almost was gonna say, is it Ric Flair? That motherfucker still thinks he's active. Big part of the territories, man. Oh Lord, I should know this by now. Has this person won a Royal Rumble?
I I don't believe so.
First Rumble was what, 92? Which
It's
I'm
not on
probably wrong with
Wiki, but I'll
that.
find out. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. I don't remember him winning one.
Think.
No, but I'll give you this. He has, before the Royal Rumble became the Royal Rumble, and where the Royal Rumble was spawned off of was the NWA 25-man Battle Royale. He did win that.
WWE Hall of Famer. I have never watched NWA stuff. I haven't watched Old Territory stuff. So like, I assume this person was like Mid South Wrestling, if that counts. I don't.
Mid-Atlantic, but sure.
It doesn't help me any.
Look, I didn't pick one so obscure. This guy was, the hint will probably give it away to you, but he was a very major player in the 90s.
Is it Arn Anderson?
No.
I don't know when Arn was done being active. Give me Cowboy Bob Orton.
No.
Damn it.
Two
It's
more
18.
questions.
Ah. Dusty. Who's Dusty? Who did Dusty feud with a lot? Everybody. It's not a Von Erich. It's not a Von Erich. Because they're all dead, basically. Why is Paul Orndorff come to my mind? It's not. I don't think. Is it Paul Orndorff?
No. You want your hint?
Hit me with it.
He was a major pain in the ass to the DX.
Major pain in the ass to DX. Is it Big Boss Man?
No, come on. Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh my god. You know what's funny? If I had it.
Major,
Yeah, I see what you did.
major pain in the ass.
If I had another like question there, what I would have done is I would have guessed Boss Man and Slaughter would have been next because I would have stuck with that like military presence. Damn it, man. Oh, I lose. I lose. Ah, all right. Your turn, man.
Okay. Male. Is it a male?
Is there?
Is this wrestler currently active?
Yep.
Is this wrestler in AEW
Yes.
currently?
Yep.
That's 4 questions technically. Fuck.
You said
yes.
active, and you're fine. You're at 3. This is your 4th question.
Okay. Has this wrestler been a champion in AEW?
Yes.
Has this wrestler wrestled in New Japan? Okay, well that already answered my question. It's not one of the major ones.
Yeah, I just want to see if he has. I don't. No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
Okay.
According to what I'm looking at here, no.
Has he been AEW World Champion?
He has.
New Japan, no.
No,
World Champion, he has.
Yeah. Not a lot of.
Has this wrestler wrestled in WWE?
Yeah.
Is it Swerve Strickland?
No.
Oh. No New Japan, WWE, has been World Champion.
Yep.
Is it John Moxley?
No.
MJF hasn't wrestled in WWE. It's not MJF. It's not Moxley. It's not Swerve. Is it Samoa Joe?
It is Samoa Joe. Damn it.
Okay.
So what you did it you asked the right questions early. That's what you did. You got the good ones out the way early. Because I was wondering if you were going to go down the route of WWE, and then maybe you would have got there easily. You got there pretty easily, easier than I thought you would have. Because I thought you would have went down a weird rabbit hole. I really wanted to say something about TNA.
As soon as world champion, WWE. There's only
Well,
like
and no new,
4.
and no New Japan.
No
because
New
that
Japan.
Took,
So
that took Jericho right out of it.
well, Jericho, Omega.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
I
Cool.
gave it. That was an easy one. It was an easy one, but yeah. Samoa Joe. He debuted in 1999, by the way.
Yeah, he's been around for a hot minute. Ring of Honor shit.
Ring of Honor for 5 years.
Ohio
and then,
Valley Wrestling.
and then he was in TNA for 10 years.
Yeah, he was their main guy for a while.
He had one small appearance back in Ring of Honor in 2015, and then he signed with WWE. Good
Yep.
stuff. Alrighty. Well, there is the guest wrestler challenge. RK embarrassed me this week. I got it, didn't get it, and RK got it in half the time it took me to not get it. So there you go. With that being said, we're moving along here to get into everybody's favorite, the news. It is the hit piece from the Top Rope Renegades. All your news, your rumors, and innuendo, all in one place, out of the mouth of RK himself. The headlines of this week read. Like I said, I don't really look at this. I just upload it, and I didn't look at the pictures, and now I'm seeing the pictures. That's hilarious. Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez are all elite. Dave Meltzer was complaining about Punk and Seth kicking out of too many finishers when the company he works for literally have fans cheering Fight Forever. Because nobody sells shit in AEW at all. Then Brian Alvarez was low-key just throwing some shade at WWE for working safe. Simply put, if the rumors are true that Dynamite had to have a ton of last-minute changes because talent was too banged up to do what they were supposed to do, is that good for business?
The answer to that is no. I mean,
No.
you're putting on a weekly show where you need your stars to appear and do stuff. And if your matches are not safe and all your talent is injured,
Yep.
it can't be good for business. It's
Why
not
do you
good for
think
business.
the week?
You get a weird promo from Osprey talking about how his wife was mad at him.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. If you look at WWE, like the week of a big PLE, their main guys aren't really in matches that much. It's really just
Yeah.
thrown together stuff, and they cut some promos because they don't want to risk, hurting a big deal. Brian Wirtz shuts down WrestleVotes. This dude has been on a tear on Twitter. Brian Wirtz, or sorry, my bad, RK. Brian Gewirtz, he shuts down WrestleVotes. WrestleVotes Radio mentioned that WWE has considered using the name The Rock and Soul Connection for The Rock's new pairing with heel John Cena. For what it's worth, The Rock's head writer, Brian Gewirtz, responded to this rumor by saying, "Your sources are drunk." And that is not the only dunk. He's been on one on Twitter. He has shut down a lot of Dave stuff. You're probably going to talk about the WWE ID situation, I assume, coming up here in a minute. Very interesting. He didn't shut that down, but it got shut down by indie promoters and whatnot. And I was like, Dave deleted that, by the way, from the Observer. Fightful Select has said that WWE has shown strong interest in signing free agent Jeff Cobb. In fact, one source claimed that Jeff Cobb is already on WWE's internal roster. Jeff Cobb took to Twitter with a post after this came out saying, "Geez, guys, relax. I just woke up and holy hell, look at all these notifications. I guess I have some explaining to do. Well, let me calm everyone's nerves. The rumors are 100% true. I will be eliminating Naito from the New Japan Cup live today." So there has been no confirmation, just Fightful saying it. I don't know if it's true. We'll see. I think Jeff Cobb in WWE would be awesome. Jeff Cobb's awesome. And the matches he could put on with some of the big guys, and he's a big guy himself, an athletic big guy at that, would be awesome. But we don't know really. We're just going off.
You know how old Jeff Cobb is?
Yeah, he's older, but he's been
He's
doing
42.
this shit. Hey,
He's
he wants to get a little WWE
a
love.
big man at that age doing moonsaults.
Yeah,
come on. I'm pretty
he's
sure
awesome.
he could probably pull it. I'm pretty sure he could probably pull it a shooting star.
He has, I think. Yeah.
Oh, he definitely has
a standing one.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb's awesome. New Japan Cup ongoing right now. I have not caught up with New Japan at all, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's all the headlines from this past week on the hit piece, and now it's time for Arcade to take center stage with all of the news.
Yeah, more dirt sheets getting shut down by Brian Geeworks.
Yep.
He has said the reports of John Cena's heels turn being planned for WrestleMania and it changing the day of the Elimination Chamber are false.
And let's be honest, Brian Gwirtz, I believe every word that comes out of his mouth.
I know 100%. Brian Geeworks is a legend. PW Insider is maintained. You know why I say Geeworks, right?
No, I don't.
It's because that's how Bruce Pritchard says his name all the
Is it?
time. On
Okay. Okay.
yeah, he. So,
I haven't
anyways,
listened to that show in a while, but from what I've seen
well,
pop
it's
up on my
been
YouTube,
JBL and Conrad for a hot minute.
Bruce just must be locked in with WWE, busy.
Probably JBL has
So
been fun actually. It's still the podcast's still going good, and Bruce
it's
is
kind of
supposed to come back at some point. So
it's also kind of cool to have JBL on and have a different perspective of stuff.
so weird hearing that. That guy's voice is iconic because I mean he was huge commentator during the aggression era, was he not?
Who, JBL?
Yeah, or was
No.
he like more 2010s? He was a wrestler during the aggression.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, when John Cena, because yeah, he was John Cena's big feud for a minute.
Yeah, that's right.
I think really, it is
JBL is
still
the one that put John Cena over.
yes. I think it was the tail, whatever you want to call the end of the Ruthless Aggression era. Yeah, he did go on commentary. I remember him. He was on SmackDown with Cole. I think Taz maybe. I just remember playing the WWE Raw vs SmackDown games when JBL was a commentator, and his fucking cowboy hat they had put in the game always on the announcer too.
Nice. It's accurate. PW Insider is maintaining that Jade Cargill was not injured during her time off from WWE, but Sean Ross Sapp responded to say if that's the case, then they worked the creative team, the medical team, the performance center staff, all her closest friends and coworkers, and the people involved in the storyline.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Chelsea Green was just on Twitter the last day or two, shutting down a fan over that shit.
That
And
she was
you know,
injured.
unless you were there, you don't fucking know.
True.
They were bringing up the fact that her and Shayna have issues, and Chelsea just went on a little rant, pissed
Gotta
off.
love Chelsea. Hey, that's my United States Women's Champion right there.
You're Canadian United States Women's Champion.
Title she holds is
Oh,
the United States Women's Champion. Wait, hold on. Ding! RK takes another random shot.
how is that a shot?
I don't know. Canada,
I'm just
US.
reminding you that a Canadian holds the United States Championship.
She's a United States citizen.
She's still a Canadian.
She was born a Canadian, and now she's living a life as an American.
Well, that's just because it's easier to work in the States as an
Actually,
American than having to
to
get
be
visas
fair,
all the time.
we should all be like Chelsea Green.
Because like I
Well,
looked into it. If we struck it big and we moved to Florida to go to
yeah,
NXT every week and do the show from there,
yeah.
I would have to I would have to find some way to become an American citizen. But unless I'm heavily investing in companies down there or I'm creating a shit ton of jobs, I would have to find someone to marry down there or apply for refugee status as a Canadian, which I don't think would work. Um, so I would only be able to be down there for 6 months on what's called you can own property in the States and you can live there for 6 months out of the year without having to get a visa.
So confusing. I was
I
just
know.
gonna say we should all be Chelsea Green and love both countries.
Oh, well, I
Every,
was just
every,
thinking about living in
everybody love,
Florida.
everybody.
So I think we'd have to live 6 months in Florida during the winter months and then come up here for the summer.
Okay, yeah, fuck it.
We can live in like Vancouver for 6 months.
It's nice in Vancouver in the summer.
It's gorgeous in Vancouver. Anyways, Elektra Lopez was spotted backstage at AEW's Revolution. She was also recently spotted backstage as a TNA taping as well. Both companies are interested in retaining her services.
Okay, cool. Get your money.
After rumors circulated online over the weekend about Shinsuke Nakamura leaving WWE, none of Fightful's sources had heard anything to lend credibility to the rumors. I had heard that rumor,
Yeah.
and after seeing him win the match recently, and he's doing the live shows. He just did a show in Germany, where he was against Do you know Gunther and AJ Styles had a steel cage match on a live show over the weekend?
People are pissed. People on the internet are pissed. By the way, they're like, "Really? We
Why?
get Jey Uso versus Gunther at WrestleMania? Look at this. We could be getting this." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
I heard a report that trying to claim that WrestleMania tickets have taken a dive since Jey and Uso's been announced for the night one main event with Gunther.
I can tell you right now, that's bullshit. Guaranteed bullshit.
Yeah, it's in Las Vegas.
Guaranteed
It's selling
bullshit.
out.
Yeah, and we have a Cena
Um,
heel turn, and Cena's
yeah,
final WrestleMania. That bitch is selling
and
out. Chill.
The Rock's gonna be there, and yeah,
Maybe a certain Stone Cold Steve Austin, which he is going to be in Vegas. He's going to be doing Fanatics Fest, signing autographs.
well, he already said if he's gonna do another big show for WWE, it better be in Nevada.
And guess what? It's in Nevada. Hell yeah.
On Sunday night's Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that while nobody is seriously hurt coming out of AEW Revolution, there are many people who are banged up. Ospreay was limping really bad after landing on his hip during the top cage Spanish fly. Meltzer and Brian Alvarez confirmed Swerve Strickland has a ruptured eardrum. Mercedes Moné has a bruised larynx, and Momo Watanabe was seen leaving the venue on crutches.
We're the best wrestle, bro. They put their bodies on the line.
Totally worth it. They don't tell stories anyway, so I mean they can be off TV for like 2 months to recover and then just come back and wrestle again. Regarding Christian Cage's cash in during the AEW Revolution main event, Sean Ross Sapp said that Cage pitched the idea earlier in the week and it was approved as AEW just wanted to get this damn contract out there and over with.
I've heard a lot of random rumors regarding that finish, and I don't know what's true and what's not. That Cope didn't want to take the pin. Apparently, I've read that. I heard that rumor that he didn't
I don't
want
think
to take.
no Cope's a worker. I don't believe that. Not for a second.
Cope's done that before, not wanting to eat the pin. Like I said, it's rumors. So I don't believe a fucking word of it. Whatever it was, the finish was horrible.
Oh, absolute garbage. You know, Luchasaurus was supposed to be part of that finish too at some point.
Jesus Christ. AEW and WWE have something in common. Cashing in a contract, they both kind of suck at it.
They really do.
What was the best money to make cash in? I mean, Rollins stands out at Mania.
Probably Drew recently.
Drew's no.
Just because of how it all went around.
But it's Drew didn't.
Not Drew. Like not Drew. Damian's.
Yeah, maybe
that whole.
Yeah. Seth's obviously. I liked Edge's on Cena. That one was cool at New Year's Revolution. But here recently, WWE sucks with those briefcases.
Oh yeah, Tiffany Stratton run was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I couldn't wait for that to be done. 10 months of teasing. Jesus Christ. Some fans have noticed that WWE is no longer listing Seth Rollins as Seth freaking Rollins, Dominic Mysterio as Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and Bronson Reed as Big Bronson Reed on the superstar profiles on WWE.com.
Yeah, I mean
that led to some believing that they're not going to use those nicknames for them anymore. But since that report came out, they were still calling Seth freaking Rollins. So
yeah, just because they took the nicknames off doesn't mean that they're not going to still call them that. It just looks more professional in my opinion, taking the nicknames out of the way.
Bronson Reed, speaking of him, was spotted in Birmingham, Alabama, and it's likely he was getting an update on his recovery timeline from the ankle surgery he got in early December. It's still unclear when he'll be back exactly, but he's expected to be out until around May.
Yeah. I hope he can get back into that form that he was in, because that sucks, man.
Yeah, he turned my liking of him around, so he was killing it. Brian Alvarez said on Wrestling Observer Live that there was originally a plan for way more people to be involved in the main event of AEW's Revolution pay-per-view, including some returns, but it got changed last minute.
Luchasaurus is what you're referring to there, is one of them probably. Wonder who else. What else?
Yeah, they're very vague rumors or how they operate.
Must have been a slow news day on that day.
Must have been. Brian Williams, a producer for WWE 2K video game franchise, told PW Insider that it was Nick Khan who pushed to add New Jack as a playable character in a DLC for WWE 2K25.
Yeah, that Nick Khan loves New Jack. The dude loves New Jack. I watched him talk about New Jack. Yeah, that's cool. I can't wait till that drops. Hopefully they have his
Uh,
legit theme song.
yeah. Also, Brian Williams also said a couple weeks ago. I didn't really think it was newsworthy then, but since we're talking about it, he said that they want to nail down Texas death matches, and have like thumbtacks, but they need the physics to react right where they'll actually like stick into the character cause and all that stuff, and they don't want to just
Interesting.
do it for the sake of doing it. But he said he really loved that feature in the AEW game, and he's like, we want to nail that down, but we got to get it perfect where you can actually see the tacks like sticking in their bodies and the
Yeah.
blood coming out at different spots, not just their face or whatever. So
Which they have done a good job if you play the game when it comes to certain things. Like you'll see body damage, you'll see actual body damage. If you throw like there's a move where you can throw a fireball or powder in your opponent's face, and it'll stay on the AI face for a little bit, and then it'll eventually disappear. And then like the blood thing, the blood will spread and leave pools. So they're trying to. I get what they're doing. Yeah, I haven't never played the AW game. I played it for 10 minutes, if that, and deleted it. Um, but I did watch somebody play it, and I saw the tags, but they don't do what they're trying to do. I mean, you land on the tags, and the character will react, but they're not like still stuck in your body and whatnot. So that'd be cool. That'd be a cool thing to throw in there.
yeah, just little things like that. They're ever since the debacle that was 2K20, 2K21, one of those, maybe it was 22.
Oh,
One of
it may
those
have
years
been.
where it's like really fucking bad.
It was 22 because then they took a whole year off, and then they came back with 24, if I remember correctly, or maybe it's 21 and they didn't do 22. One of the two. But I
Yeah,
remember
something like that.
they took a year off because it sucked so bad,
Yeah.
and they were like, "We need to
So
perfect this."
it's good to see that they want
Thi-
to perfect stuff before
This year's game
introducing
is
it.
good. This year's game is really good. I think it's better than 24's. And with any game that comes out, there is a couple bugs, and they'll work them out. But they're doing good stuff.
It seems like they're dedicated to
Yeah,
making it a good game.
mm-hmm.
Whereas
Love to
like,
see it.
other franchises, they just coast.
And it's not like WWE doesn't have the money to put into it. So
Yeah. TMZ, or as Canadians would say, TMZ, but that just sounds weird.
or
TMZ has said,
as Kurt calls TMZ, bullshit ass news. I fucking hate
dude,
TMZ.
that shit's it's drama. You said you love Desperate Housewives. Fuck off.
I didn't say that. I went along with the bit. That was supposed to be a fucking secret, you son of a bitch.
TMZ has said that while Miro and CJ Perry did indeed separate in late 2023, they reconciled in mid 2024 and renewed their wedding vows and are back together.
I'm scrolling through all your notes to see if you didn't. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about what Meltzer said regarding them, because he said that it was all work.
That's what I heard that too. Some people are like, oh, they were just working AEW the whole time.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, you what? Who cares? Who cares?
Exactly. I don't.
Good for them. Glad they never separated. I love Lana, CJ Perry, and I love Rusev. Maybe he'll show back up on WWE this year. Who knows?
Yeah. PW Insider notes that TNA's Sacrifice and Impact tapings this weekend are going to draw the highest crowds for a 2-day event series in a decade.
Huh. I wonder what is helping that.
I don't know. Couldn't possibly think about it. You see the Cora Jade shit with fucking Tessa and shit?
Oh yeah, she don't like that bitch.
No.
I'm not saying that. I that's exactly the quote I saw on fucking Twitter. So he's like, look at Cora's face. She don't like that bitch at all. I was like, damn. I sent you the what was it?
The Canadian Destroyer on the apron? Yeah.
It's like Cora. Where's this been?
Yeah.
She lost.
Well, yeah, of course, but no, she's the TNA thing might be good with for her to get some confidence back.
Well, putting off that Canadian Destroyer, I hope that was clean. So Let's build off that.
Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp recently said he hasn't heard anything new on Asuka since his January report that she was pitched for a creative heading into WrestleMania. Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net said that WWE is prioritizing a post-WrestleMania return for Asuka, given that creative plans for the event are already set.
Yeah, Asuka's Twitter is interesting. If you ever go scroll through it, she just is saying some random shit. But I think she's just interacting with people and having a good time doing it.
I think so.
And whoever was stalking her, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be that person. That's not cool. Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer Live says there are two issues regarding Julia dropping the title to Stephanie Vaquer at Roadblock, which we'll get into. One is a minor visa issue, and the other is an injury that's currently listed as undisclosed on internal documents.
Okay. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
What? It's why she dropped the title.
No,
That's
the internal undisclosed. Like what? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, everyone's been saying that she's banged up, but nobody's actually said what she's banged up with. It's like, in hockey, they like lower body injury. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's fair.
Is his dick hurt? Like, what's going on here? During an interview with Bootleg Kev, Swerve Strickland said he played golf with Travis Scott at a January charity event, and the rapper involved in the WWE title angle at WrestleMania 41 told Swerve that he'd been training with Booker T.
Yeah. I mean, we've heard the rumors that he's gonna have a match at some point. I feel like depending on how WrestleMania goes, it should be against Cody, and Cody should fucking give him one. So that's just me.
Regarding his report about AEW considering a consolidation of their international and continental titles via a Kenny Omega Kazuchika Okada match at All in Texas, Fightful Sap now says discussions got so far that many in the company had considered them firm creative plans.
Okay, yeah, maybe you should. Then maybe they should do that. Just go ahead, get one less title out of there.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
The
Intercontinental title.
The Intercontinental title. Yep. If they go that route, wow. Yeah, there's not a lot of great names left. Fightful Sean Ross Sapp indicates that a lot of AEW's top talent only cut promos on this week's Dynamite because they were beat to dog shit at AEW Revolution.
It dates back to one of the headlines. Like, what are you doing? Getting your, I don't know.
It's also, have you noticed a trend with Sapp lately? He's been getting very colorful with his words in his reports lately. It seems like he's a little pissed off about something.
Remember, he took a mental break.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been very colorful with his words. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'll say fuck all I want. But Sapp has only started doing it like in the last month.
Yeah, that is true. Speaking of people that took a mental break, so did your favorite porn star, Dr. Chris Featherstone. I think you're going to talk about him later.
I always talk about Dr. Pornstar.
But yeah, he took a long break after his botched Drew McIntyre take from the Elimination Chamber. And yeah, he put out an emotional long post.
If we actually had followers that interacted with us in comments, feel free to leave a comment and call us stupid or whatever you want. We're not sitting here claiming that anything we say is true.
No,
not for 1 second. So
we don't report anything. We read the reports with quotes.
We're just giving you the one-stop shop to get all your reports once a week.
You believe what you want, don't believe it, we're just reading it off because we have fun reading some of this shit.
But come at us. I ain't gonna take no mental breaks.
I was just reading your next one of your next headlines because I did not know about that. Yeah, it's in a couple of them. Sorry, I'm ready for this one.
I'm gonna skip that one because we beat that to death already. but a well-placed
This
source
one,
told
yep.
WrestleVotes that WWE has discussed running a post-WrestleMania event in Las Vegas on Sunday, April 20th. That would be the Roast of WrestleMania, featuring comedic megastar Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe is every Monday he does Kill Tony, which is literally a roast session of comics go up and get 60 seconds to do a joke, and they basically get fucking roasted by Tony and whoever his guest is. But he's also a massive professional wrestling fan, WWE fan, to be fair. Joe Rogan did a podcast episode with The Undertaker once, and Tony begged him for weeks to be the guest host. And Tony was in there marking out with Undertaker for that interview. And Tony's funny
Nice.
too, so
Tony's
that'd be interesting.
hilarious.
That'd be interesting to see.
That the roast of Tom Brady, his bit in that was the funniest fucking thing of all of that.
Oh, and the people that he could probably bring with him, like if Andrew Schultz was available, we saw him on Monday Night Raw. Schultz is good. He's a good roaster, but what Schultz does really well is he's good at crowd work, so that'd be interesting. But I'd be down for that. I wonder who would be the one that you'd put in the chair to get roasted, or would it be multiple people?
I think it's just a roast of the whole weekend as a whole. I think it would be.
And here's the big question: do they tell the roasters leave Vince McMahon out of this, or is it
Yeah,
fair
but you
game?
got to be careful. Yeah, I don't know because
You got to be careful with these things because these comedians don't give a shit.
the comedians don't give a shit. They'll do anything for fucking laughs. That's what a comedian
So
does. There's
it's
nothing's off limit for a comedian.
yeah, that's interesting.
I just watched oh, you just said his name. I'm so bad with names.
Oh, did you watch Schultz's special?
Yeah, Schultz's new special. That guy.
It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Oh my
I was-
god, he is hilarious. Hilarious. Fucking hilarious.
Did you find it weird though? Like, did you watch the whole thing and then like, you're getting through all the jokes, laughing, and at the very end it gets like really serious, and I'm like, I mean, damn. Now I'm upset and like sad, but like also happy for you. But also I was just laughing my ass off now, and why am I feeling other emotions?
Yeah,
But he's good.
I love these. I love comedians that don't pull punches. They're the best.
Yep.
According to Fightful Select, Luchasaurus, aka Killswitch, was backstage at AEW Evolution. This had led to some speculation that AEW had plans for him to be involved in the main event's alternate ending, one of the 22 different endings that I've now heard existed for that match.
Okay. Well, good to see Luchasaurus is okay though.
Yeah, well, he was
'Cause I know-
was out with like double pneumonia or some shit.
Yeah, he was down bad. So good to see him there.
Dave Meltzer said, when it comes to WWE ID talent, the deal according to a contract is that Gabe Sapolsky puts the matches together and gives the script to the promoter. The promoter pays the talent and can push the talent that the talent comes from WWE. WWE covers the travel costs with a stipend, and the promoter pays the difference if the travel costs are larger than the stipend. GCW's owner, Brett Lauderdale, replied on Twitter that this is in fact not true at all. He said in one tweet, "No, there have never been any discussion about winning, losing, and they've never asked, dictated, requested, or solicited anything when it pertains to WWE talent. There is also no distinction or separate rules for ID versus ID matches." In another tweet, he said, "My experience with WWE: 1, Gabe doesn't put the matches together. 2, I've never seen or heard of a script. 3, we are allowed to push WWE ID on talent announcements, but we don't. And 4, not aware of any travel stipend or travel share, but that would be cool."
That's what I was gonna say. I love the fact that he's like, hey, if they want to pay for him, fuck it. That's cool with me. But no, this is Dave making some more shit up because he wants to, I guess, stir up some drama on the indies or something. Because that's what Dave is. And now he looks like a fool.
I love it. Dirt sheets are not having a good year.
It's been a rough one for the boys on the dirt sheets this year.
WrestleVotes Radio indicates that Rey Fenix's WWE debut is imminent. We'll get to that on the shows this week. WWE is planning to present Phoenix and Penta as the Lucha Brothers. Did you hear? Hologram and Commander are now being
Tag team.
called a tag team, the Lucha Party or some shit. I don't know. I can't remember
Oh,
exactly.
I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll find it.
But yeah, no. Anyways, that they lost the Lucha Bros, so now they got the Lucha Party or some shit.
Hologram and who? Commander.
Commander. I'll move on. The Wrestling Observer newsletter says Drew McIntyre was originally moved to SmackDown for a series of WWE Championship matches. However, those plans will likely fall apart if John Cena beats Cody Rhodes for the title at WrestleMania 41.
I can't find it. Okay.
Well, I think it's like the Lucha Boys, the Lucha.
The Lucha
It's
Boys.
stupid. It's stupid.
You know where I should have went instead of googling it? I should have just went to
Anyways,
good old.
but yeah, so Drew McIntyre is kind of getting screwed again apparently because of John Cena, but we'll see.
That's not
Sources told Dr. Pornstar that
There it
AEW
is.
star Eddie Kingston thinks he will be cleared to return to the ring around mid-May or early June. Kingston will be seriously evaluating his future in the pro wrestling business at that time.
Yeah, there's been rumors that Eddie doesn't know if when he doesn't like the way things have been apparently on AEW, which we're with you, Ed. We're with you. And yeah, according to Dr. Chris Featherstone, aka Dr. Pornstar, he does speculate that Eddie may retire, which I don't know how old Eddie is, but the injury he had was a tough one. So
Yeah.
probably been a rough comeback for him. I know I've seen pictures of Eddie.
If only they could work safer.
Yeah.
At all.
That was in New Japan.
Still, same shit. Earlier this week, WWE filed to trademark the term Grande Americano. I fucking swear to God.
Is that a coffee?
Yes, it is. It is. It
That's
is.
what I thought. That's what I thought.
There's speculation this will be the name of the mystery luchador on Raw that is quote unquote being played by Chad Gable.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm now wanting to go to Starbucks real quick and get a Grande Americano.
We don't sit here and claim that WWE is the greatest fucking thing on the planet when they go and do stupid shit like that. Grande Americano.
Well, okay. To be fair, if it is Chad Gable,
it kind of makes sense.
It makes sense for him to call himself Grande Americano because when he got arrested or pulled away by security, he was like, he said something in Spanish. What do you say, adios or gracias? But he said it in a very American-esque tone. So it would make sense to be a funny character. But yeah, I don't know. Now I just want coffee.
Fightful Select mentioned that Mark Davis is another AEW star who was banged up at Revolution. Davis needed staples after the steel cage match between Ospreay and Fletcher.
He didn't fucking do anything. The dude just
he bladed too deep. Tony also bladed way too fucking deep.
Yeah, like we talked about, she literally looked up and was like getting blood out of her eyes, and she's like, "Fucked, man, went a little too deep on that one."
That's it. That's the news. That's what I got.
You
got your shit.
I just wanted to do a couple things. Update. We won't talk about it when we get to Friday, but we did mention Cora Jade. The TNA Sacrifice happened last Friday. They're building up to their next event, which is going to be Unbreakable. But Sacrifice happened. Cora Jade lost to Masha Slamovich for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Moose defeated Jeff Hardy in a X Division Championship ladder match. A steel cage match between, listen to these teams, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, JDC, and the Colones taking on and losing to the team of Leon Slater, Elijah, Nick Nemeth, Matt Hardy, and Joe Hendry. So that was a steel cage. That was the main event.
That's some New Japan shit there.
But as I said, we're building towards TNA Unbreakable. Nothing announced for that. And then their next, I think the Unbreakable is one of their weekly specials. Their next pay-per-view is Rebellion, which is Sunday, April 27th. And yeah, nothing announced for that as well. Different than like New Japan, there's already a lot of stuff announced like coming up. We have the finals of the New Japan Cup coming up March 20th. The winner will face who is Goto, correct? Is the current heavyweight champion, I think.
Yep. Yep.
So that will be so their next big deal is April 5th, which is Sakura Genesis. There are matches announced for that. It'll be Hiroki Goto defending his world title against the New Japan Cup winner. Robbie Eagles and Koji Fujita defending their titles against Taiji Ishimori and Robbie X. Clark Connors versus El Desperado is also announced for the next big New Japan PLE. And then obviously April 11th, we've mentioned it a little bit. A couple matches are the ones that we've already had announced for New Japan's Windy City Riot, which is Gabe Kidd versus Tomorrow Ishii, and Konosuke Takeshita versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, which is being booked as Hiroshi Tanahashi's last match in the U.S. So
Yeah.
that's that. And you know what? I think I've not done it the past few weeks, RK, but it doesn't look like my computer wants to load the TV ratings for some reason. Oh, wait, there it is. The ratings, everybody's favorite ratings, the conversation piece every Thursday after they come out. From Friday, March 7th, SmackDown did 1,741,000 with a 0.52. AEW's Collision on March 8th, last Saturday, did 363,000 with a 0.10. NXT from March 11th did 732,000 with a 0.15. And then AEW Dynamite from this past Wednesday did 628,000 with a 0.16. They're up 28,000 from their last episode, but I have not seen them get up to 700,000 in a while. There's the ratings.
Dynamite. I don't think they'll ever reach 700,000 again.
They can. They just need to get their shit together and do it the right way. I'm not
Yeah,
saying they
but
can't.
it's been what? It's been. When was their last 700,000 show?
You're asking a lot of me. You're asking
I
a
would
lot of
say
me.
I would be surprised to say it's probably been at least 5 months, 6 months.
Maybe. Let's see if we can get a good run here. Because they were what? They were in the 500,000s for a while. They got. Holy shit, dude! You're right. Oh my god! Hold on. The list keeps going, and I don't see anything high. Dynamite. No. No. Ah, shit. I'm so sorry, Dynamite. This is tough. Never mind. It's 574,000. Uh, holy tits, dude. By the way, I'm in December of 2024 right now. Yeah, man. I don't think they've done it in a while. AW Dynamite's 20. Here you go. 2024 quarter two, 712,000. Quarter three, 696. Quarter
That's their
four.
averages.
Yep, that's the average. Well, so that's what I'm saying. There was probably a 700 in there somewhere. It's just insane to me, the drop of how it's went with them. And I'm actually going to share my screen real quick because I want to show this. And I know we've talked about it before, but I think it needs to be pointed out here again. Let's go with this view here. So if you take a look, Dynamite from 2022's quarter two is what we have. They went up a little bit down. They hit 1 million in 2021's quarter three. They hit 1 million in
2021 was
quarter.
their best year.
Yeah, totally. And then the drop, the steady dropped. Rampage, first quarter, cool. Collision, quarter two there. Raw, before they went to Netflix, normal. SmackDown, back and forth here and there. Well, they're dropping actually because they've moved from Fox. But I do want to point out NXT's though. Nothing under
Steady on.
6. Nothing
Steady
under
on.
6. And then they're actually doing the best they've ever done, according to this, right now. And 2025's quarter one was 770. So they're on fire, and as they should be. And that's that. Alrighty, RK. Any final things of news that you can think of off the top of your head? Anything we may have forgotten mentioned in our messages?
No, that's it.
ready to rock and roll. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's time to break down the weekly shows: Monday Night Raw, NXT, and Friday Night SmackDown. We will be right back.
And here we are, March 10th, 2025, live from Madison Square Garden. It's Monday Night Raw, Raw's War, as they used to call it. We finally made it to the Big Apple for 2 shows this week before WWE is off to conquer Europe and show why they were, why they are, and why they'll always be the best wrestling promotion on the planet.
Yeah, final Monday Night Raw in North America for a little bit. There was a lot of hype building up for this for me to see. I mean, the main event. I mean, Seth Rollins, CM Punk. I was really looking forward to this to see what I thought was going to be the final nail in their rivalry. I don't think that rivalry will ever be done, just to be honest. But maybe as the road to WrestleMania got on, this was the all right. Let's get this over with. But we'll get into it, man. And yeah, it was. I enjoyed this Raw. I was really looking forward to it. And yeah, let's talk about it, dude.
Yeah, well, let's not waste any time and jump right into a brouhaha
Brouhaha.
like that. Brouhaha.
I
To
just,
start the
that made
show.
me think of the Finding Nemo when they're like, ooh, what is it? Fuck, I'm facing it. I haven't watched Finding Nemo in so long. When they're doing like the sacrifice thing. Ah, ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ah, ah, brouhaha. All right, anyway, carry on. I'm sorry, I'm being an idiot.
Not the same thing at all.
Shark
Cue
bait.
the
Ooh, ha, ha.
yeets.
There it is. I figured it. Shark bait. It was shark bait. Sorry. Sorry. My bad.
Okay, well, Kurt's a child. Cue the yeets, everyone, because you know who's in your city. First match of the night is Jay Uso versus Grayson Waller. Um, this match is really all about Jay overcoming the odds of dealing with not just Grayson, but with the WWE's golden child, Austin Theory, as well. Uso is being built up as a single star that he deserves to be. And while Waller is below him on the depth chart, it was a good match to boost Jay on his way to WrestleMania match with the greatest heel of the modern era, Gunther. Jey Uso takes the win via pinfall with a spear for the finish. Post match, Theory tries to get some revenge for his boy Waller, but gets dropped for an Uso splash. Gunther makes his almost guaranteed post match appearance at this point to choke out Jay and stand tall.
Yeah, that seems to be a recurring theme as we carry on with this rivalry. We get an awesome video. They put it out earlier in the day before Raw. Just of all of the shit that Punk and Rollins, the history building it to this match. It gave me goosebumps. I really enjoyed it. Whoever edited that video for WWE, give them a raise because that video was freaking awesome. We get the Alpha Academy. They are checking in on their boy Jay Uso in the back. They got his back and they're pulling for him, so they say. And Jey Uso, this is like a couple weeks in a row now. Jey Uso's been, in the back speaking. When he speaking Japanese one of the other times, the fucking Tozawa, having a good time with the Alpha. Are they not called the Alpha Babes now, or do you know?
I mean, that's what their shirts say, but I don't know. No, nothing
No
internally.
name change. Logan Paul, he's gonna come out here. He rips off a fan shirt. They're selling these shirts, by the way, on WWE.com that just say "I hate Logan Paul." That fan was a legit fan, not a plant by any means. He rips his shirt off. The kid's like, "Oh, come on, dude! I just paid for this on WWEshop.com. Get all your shirts right here, right now." The fans are booing Logan Paul. Pat McAfee on commentary says maybe they're wooing. They were booing. He comes out to run down AJ Styles here. He said he wanted to beat AJ to the punch because AJ was supposed to call him out. Talks about how there were some names which transcended wrestling, like Cena and The Rock, and his name is in that category. He said it took John Cena 20 years to realize that nice guys finish last. Logan has known that for 20 years, so consider his soul for sale. So he's like, hey, Rock, call me. I'm selling my soul as well here. Logan then turns his attention to Andrew Schultz, the comedian. We talked about him during the news. His new Netflix special is streaming right now. Not a free plug at all. Who cares? But go watch it. It is actually hilarious. And he drags Andrew Schultz from the crowd after Schultz cuts a promo saying, we're not in shitty ass Cleveland. We're in New York, baby. And I'm here to see AJ Styles. Logan pulls him over the barricade. loads up for a suplex in the ring, but AJ Styles does come out making the save. Hits Logan with a phenomenal forearm. Styles grabs the mic and asks Logan where the hell he's going as Logan goes up the ramp. Logan leaves, and I think we're getting a WrestleMania match here between AJ and Logan. I don't know if I think it'll be a good one, to be honest, but I thought we were gonna get AJ Braun Breaker. But then didn't we discuss the ladder match possibility?
Yeah, I don't see AJ as being part of that. So
Yeah, I mean AJ Logan. I mean, I think it'd be a good match. We get a look back of what happened last week when Io Sky beat Rhea Ripley for the women's title. TKO is announced. I think we talked about this on another episode. They're launching that boxing program headed by Dana White, and we both agree that hopefully he can save boxing. He's a great promoter, and we'll see what comes out of that. And then we look at the cage match from the 70s showing Bruno Sammartino defeating Ivan Koloff in the first ever televised cage match from the Garden.
yes, and then that leads us into the second match of the night, which is a tornado tag match between Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day versus Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee of LWO. First off, all tag matches should be tornado tag rules because,
Yes,
well,
please.
there are no rules, and that is never a bad thing. Second off, holy shit, Chad Gable knows how to do a Hurricanrana. Was it Chad Gable or was it somebody else?
Stay
Look,
tuned.
they want you to believe that was Gable, but that's too simple. You want those kinds of storylines, go watch AEW. Must I remind you of a certain devil storyline?
Oh, shit.
Simply put, wherever the story goes with Gable, American Made, Lucha Gable, whatever, Gable
Grande
will make it work.
Americano, you son of a bitch. That's
Gable
Grande
will make it work, and the payoff is going to be huge. As for the New Day, they have this new dark gimmick, which has been fantastic in itself, but no clear direction where to go with it. They can only feud with Rey Mysterio for so long before nobody cares, and they miss out on a huge opportunity here. Big E, you would think, has to be involved in the payoff, or you can put the gimmick in the vault where they keep that Sin Cara shit.
Yeah.
The New Day take the win via pinfall with a top rope double stomp breaker combo.
Can I just you mentioned the whole new change, the dark gimmick for the New Day. You say it's fantastic. I agree that I think it's fantastic, but a lot of people on the internet don't like it for some reason, and I think you mentioned it. It only is going to work if Big
The
E is
gimmick in
involved.
itself is fine, but the story is shit so far.
Yeah, Big E has to, right? I mean, fuck. Hopefully that's soon. Maybe that's something for Mania. I don't know. Maybe it's the New Day versus Big E and Grande Americano. I don't know. Imagine
Oh yeah.
Chad Gable is the luchador. Chad Gable's the heel still, but when he puts on the mask, he's a good guy.
Okay, I mean, this is why you're not booking WWE. Let's go.
Sorry, I was playing WWE Universe. We get a look at Braun Breaker after his beatdown going after Judgment Day the previous week. Finn Balor is in the clubhouse and he is annoyed at Braun Breaker. Carlito is not interested in this at all because he is obsessed and staring at his apple. The rest of the Judgment Day come in. Dominic Mysterio has gotten Finn Balor an Intercontinental title shot for next week. Balor gives him a good hug and is proud of Mysterio for making this happen. Liv Morgan is not convinced, but Dom thinks Balor will get the win. I think when he hugged him, the camera was on his face, and Dom's face was kind of like, very, very like kind of like John Cena when he hugged The Rock. It's like, okay. But yeah, I wonder if this is a distraction to maybe Finn wins. He's not going to win the IC title, I don't think, but he's in a good mood now, so then Dom can just slip a new member in. And he's like, hey, man, dude, you won the IC title, but look at this new guy, Aleister Black. I don't know. Cody Rhodes, he comes out for a chat after the break. Cody's here because this is, of course, the Cathedral of Entertainment. But John Cena is not here tonight. Cena and his inner circle that consists of Travis Scott and the final boss, The Rock, are not here, but they will be in Brussels. That he doesn't have the time to be here in Madison Square Garden. But Cody says that doesn't work for him, brother, and mentions Cena's history in MSG. I think what comes to mind the most for me is the Royal Rumble when he returned really fast from his injury, superhumanly. This was the beginning of Super Cena. And then Cody says it was an easy decision, just like, or no, that's what Cena said. It was an easy decision, just like swinging on someone after you've kicked them in the balls and they have backup. Cody doesn't begrudge Cena for calling his shot or having a part-time schedule because part-time Cena is better than most people full-time. That is a quote that Cena used in a promo back with Roman Reigns way back, and he said, "It's one of my favorite promos, dude." When Roman's trying to run him down and Kurt Angle's in the corner laughing his ass off because Roman's getting buried in this promo, and Cena just looks at him. He's like, "You want to know why I'm still here? Why I still keep coming back? Because I can do this better part-time than you can do it full-time, and that's why I'm still here." And Kurt Angle in the corner is dying laughing, trying to keep it together. And by the way, I urge you, RK, to go watch the era of Kurt Angle as GM, because Kurt Angle, I think, was having some fun with being GM. He was taking shots at everybody. He was shooting on TNA and all sorts of shit. Because I think you've seen the one where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are the heel tag team, and they come up and they're looking to switch to Kurt Angle's show, and he goes, "Sorry, boys, we don't have any openings here, but I did hear TNA is hiring." I was like, God damn, Kurt Angle. Anyway, Rhodes wants to talk about the mentor that you want to yell at. And at the end of this, he points out he wants to tell Cena to basically shut up, you moron. We heard it on our broadcast. He said "God damn," and then it sounded like he was gonna probably say like another curse, and they bleeped it, but all he said was "moron." And what they think he was gonna say, like "motherfucker"? I don't know what he was gonna do
100%
there.
they thought he was going to say motherfucker.
But I love the fact that they're like, we'll let goddamn slide. But nah, can't we gotta get what's next. And it was just moron. Cody's looking forward to beating his mentor one more time because he is the captain now. He thanks the fans, and that's it. This was just setting up. It's kind of setting up as a passing of a torch, which is an interesting way to go. Cody has been carrying the company on his back since his return, but things are getting cranked up here. And next week, you got to tune in, and John Cena is back, which is an interesting start time. They will be showing it live at like 3 o'clock Eastern time in the States. So I will be off social media until we can sit down and watch it. So it's gonna be a long time. What time would that be for you? 11? Yeah.
12.
Oh shit. 12. Sorry. I don't know. We've been doing this long and I still can't get the math right. We get a look at Jimmy Snuka's cage dive on Don Morocco with approximately 384 wrestlers in the crowd. Various celebrities are shown. Obviously, Andrew Schultz being one of the big ones they show and talk about. So there you go.
Yeah, that leads us in the third match of the night is Bailey versus Raquel Rodriguez, with the winner getting a shot at the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria, in the near future on a throwaway Raw, I'm sure. Look the title better, and I'll get interested in what they're trying to do with it. That being said, a Bailey match is always a top match for me. As for the match itself, I can't say anything bad about Bailey, so all I got to say here is at least we have a new challenger for Lyra. Although I'm worried it'll just be another one-off match and have no real build to it and be a complete dud, just like Lyra's entire reign. I do not like Lyra. I did not like Lyra in NXT when she was champion, and while I started to like her a bit when she came up to the main roster, I right back to not liking her as the Intercontinental Champion. She's not a great champion. She's just not.
Is that a product of her or just the way it's been booked, though?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both, probably, but the booking's not helping in any way whatsoever. Raquel Rodriguez takes the win via pinfall with the Tejana bomb to Bailey.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I agree. The booking's been weird with that. I don't know who's gonna even take the title off of her. Is it gonna be Raquel? I don't think so. But I don't know. Maybe Bailey gets another shot, or if I was in my head, I know you just judged me and made fun of me for my booking. I would think Roxanne would be a good one to put up against Lyra at Mania, or yeah, they can fit that match in a Mania. There's 2 nights, so yeah, maybe Roxanne run that back because they put on a pretty good match at Stand and Deliver. Chad Gable, as we get to read by Kathy Kelly here, he denies being the masked man. Gable does not know who that fan was, but he should have been dragged out a lot earlier than he was. And Kathy is not believing a single word that Chad Gable is saying. But then behind them, we see the masked man being taken away by security. And Gable just kind of looks at Kathy like, I told you. I tried to tell you. Very intrigued, RK. But is it? What's it gonna? Who's it gonna end up being? Is it Chad? And they're just
It's
having
got to
fun
be
with it.
Chad. It's the only
Right.
one that makes sense.
It's true. It's JD McDonough. Nah, the head was too small. We get a look at Randy Savage and Ted DiBiase, their cage match from 1988. Of course, more celebrities were in New York. There's a lot of them. Michael Cole is in the ring talking to Io Sky. The fans tell Io, of course, that she deserves it. And she says it was a dream to be here as champion. She is over the moon to be going to WrestleMania as champion, but Bianca Belair comes out for a good old stare down. Michael Cole asks her about the Rhea Ripley situation from last week, but Belair was not out there to cost Rhea, she says. Rhea, pissed off, and comes out to interrupt, wanting to know why Bianca was out there. Belair said she explained it already, but Rhea does not buy Bianca's explanation. I think Rhea just seems to think that Bianca's scared of her. Maybe Belair should have handled her business with Naomi and Jade Cargill. Belair says Ripley is mad because Belair clapped for both of them last week. The reality is Ripley can't beat Io Sky, and she's blaming Bianca. So this part I was cheering on Io here. They go face to face. Io tries to butt in. Rhea smushes her face away, and I'm like, no, fuck that. That's a champion. And then Bianca does the exact same thing to Io as she tries to butt in, and then Io loses her shit and smacks the fuck out of Bianca and Rhea, points at the WrestleMania sign, kind of suggesting a triple threat match, which Arcade did call. And according to me, I think that's a good one. I think a triple threat match would be pretty good. It would make sense to have Rhea Ripley being involved because she is kind of a big star. So I don't know, but hey, flowers to you. You called the triple threat thing. Did you call it after Chamber?
I called it after Io won the title.
Oh, I thought you were calling it sooner than that, but I don't know.
No.
Maybe I'm giving you too much credit. We get the usual. Here is what to look forward to next week on Monday Night Raw, highlighted by the IC title match between Finn Balor and Braun Breaker.
I promise you, folks, Kurt's gonna start taking his own notes finally and not come off
You
like he's a stuttering motherfucker.
you will see a difference on SmackDown. So sorry, guys.
He's not quite able to put in that part-time schedule and still do it better than most people do it full
Yeah,
time.
I got a busy schedule. RK seems to not think I'm busy at all.
No, I'm not busy at all either.
Or wait, what? The hold. To be fair, RK, the biggest issue we have is the time zone difference. Okay, when you get home and you're raring and you're chilling at the crib, is about time when I should probably be going to bed. But yet, I look at my clock and I should be in bed probably right now if I was a healthy.
Don't be pulling that shit on me. I do my best work after 10 o'clock at night.
I can't argue that. I do my best work at like 4 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep.
Exactly. So, excuses. Just take your own goddamn notes and you can stop reading off of other lesser fucking reviewers.
Thank you.
We are the elites. We are.
That's too sweet. That's too sweet,
You
brother.
are.
Hell yeah. Hold on.
You are.
Yeah. There it is. Give it to me.
I don't even know. We can't.
You got it. It's fine.
Yeah, you're the podcast champion for a reason.
Still not a thing.
Anyways, here we are, the match we truly tuned in to see. Like, seriously, they could have just run this tonight, made it a 30-minute show, and it probably would rank as one of the all-time greatest episodes of Raw ever.
Fair.
CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, steel cage. Really, come to think of it, both CM Punk and Seth Rollins have been involved in two of the highest profile cage matches in the last couple of years. And now they go head to head in a steel cage.
What are those matches? Because I think I know which
Hell in
Seth
a
Rollins
Cell.
won.
Hell in a Cell.
Drew.
CM Punk and Drew.
And then you're talking about
And
Cody
then
and Seth?
Seth and Cody.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably the two highest profile cage matches in the last couple of years.
Both those were Hell in a Cell. This is just a regular cage match, and it fucking delivered. Dude.
Well, the cage is a cage. Give me a goddamn.
Hell in a Cell is different. Okay, it was red for a little
not really. Not really. I mean, cage matches aren't even cage matches anymore because you can pin to win. Whatever happened the day of actually having to escape the fucking cage to win? Have to.
Well, to be fair, I get the stipulation, but like, if you're a heel, it makes sense to escape the cage and get away from the babyface trying to beat you up and get his, comeuppance. But if you're a babyface escaping the cage, you're just running from the problem.
No, you beat your opponent so badly that they cannot stop you from escaping the cage.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I agree. Well, you got no argument for me.
Anyways, all right, just get someone get Triple H Booker of the Year already. It's a wash at
Yeah,
this point.
he's gonna win it. He's gonna win it.
This match was a lot of story. Two men that hate each other, locked in a cage to settle their differences, exacting as much damage to each other as possible. Tons of near falls this match, like AEW level of near falls. A certain person would tell you that it was too much and diminished the match, while telling you that Osprey and Fletcher doing the same shit was pure cinema. Make that make sense.
Fuck you, Dave.
Um, these two went to war this match and delivered, and then the finish, Roman pulling Seth out of the ring, not letting him get the gratitude of winning the match himself, absolutely perfect. Roman showing that anyone in his way will get it, and Paul Heyman's involvement, man, you know that favor is going to play a part between now and WrestleMania. We're in store for one hell of a road to WrestleMania season between this on Raw and Cody on SmackDown. This is why we watch wrestling, folks. You can put on
Yeah.
great matches all day long, but if you ain't telling a story, why bother? Seth Rollins wins via escaping the cage, albeit against his own will.
It's true. Yeah, I love this match. Great story told. I love the I'm gonna use your finisher, you use mine, back and forth, and just the pure hatred leading to it throughout it, and the Roman involvement, of course. What I will say, man, is the favor of Punk potentially being getting a match against Roman at Mania doesn't make much sense to me. It does, but it doesn't. Because I was thinking this should be me thinking, okay, well, Punk should use that favor to get a main event match. And I guess this could still be a main event match, if I'm not wrong. Maybe night one main event, triple threat between these guys.
Are you questioning the WWE on their ability to not make this absolutely amazing?
We all have questioned it, and then we all eat our own words sometimes. But it's if it's to get the main event match, get it. I get it, but I personally thought it was going to be to try and get in that WWE Championship match. But each their own. I enjoyed this Raw though, start to finish. I thought everything was pretty cool, pretty smooth, and we talk about it every week. The 2.5 hour time length, it works really well. It works really perfect, and yeah, I'm looking forward to Monday Night Raw in Brussels. John Cena is going to be there. He's going to have a mic finally, and him and
He's gonna
Cody
have
are
a
going to.
hair. He's gonna have a beard. He's gonna be wearing a
Yeah, that
suit.
picture you sent me a picture of him in a beard, and I was like, "Whoa!" The only picture I've seen a video was him, and his bald spot was kind of gone, and I was like, oh, "What?" So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, we had a Raw tonight that was heavily focused on building things for WrestleMania, which, well, we are about a month out, and that needs to happen in quick order here. The matches outside of the main event were fine. The promo between Ripley, Belair, and Sky was absolutely fire. Again, the show was an important step towards WrestleMania and accomplished it nicely with all that happened.
Yeah, good Monday Night Raw. Let us move along and get into NXT.
And NXT it is. It's Tuesday, and that means it's time for NXT to do what they do best and show that Tuesday nights are where the best future superstars wrestle. We are once again live from Madison Square Garden, this time in the theater, and NXT is about to go Broadway with Roadblock 2025.
Obviously, the hype was for that main event match between Stephanie and Julia, which we'll get into. I just want to say I love the setup of this, the way it looked, the way the ring and the ramp were. Thought this was a really cool setup for Roadblock, and the final, I guess, the final named deal for NXT until Stand and Deliver. So setting some fire, stuff in motion, and yeah, looked really cool.
Yeah, and we are in for some fireworks tonight, so let the Renegades get to it. Um, First match of the night is the Hardy Boys defending their TNA tag team titles against Fraxium, the greatest tag team to ever do it, versus the greatest tag team in the world today. What an opening match here to get things going. The fans were hot and behind everything going on here. So we're thin to see Fraxium lose a match, but it's against absolute legends of the industry, so in no way does it hurt them. The Hardy Boys can still work at a high level when they're in the ring with the right opponents, and this match did not disappoint. Great action to start a red hot show. The Hardy Boys retain their titles with a Swanton Bomb finish from Jeff.
Yeah, really entertaining match. Backstage, we see Mickey James. She's hyping up Jada Parker here, giving her a pep talk for her eventual title match. Because as we know, she called next for the winner of Stephanie and Julia. I don't know if she's got to earn that, but we'll see. She's putting on some good work, and kind of a hint that it could take place at Stand and Deliver here for Jada. Ricky Starks apologizes to Tony D'Angelo for costing the North American title Ricky Starks. I saw Stacks and Starks, and it's not even Starks, it's Saints. I suck. Stacks is apologizing to Tony D'Angelo for costing him the North American title last week, but Tony says it was not his fault. On top of that, Stacks has set up a 6-person tag meet match next week with D'Angelo giving his blessing. Tony will be on the sideline for that. It's going to be mixed tag. It's Stacks, D'Angelo, and Rizzo taking on Brooks Jensen, Nico, and Izzy Dame. There it is. Almost spaced that name there.
Yeah, you really butchered that. Second match of the night is Roxanne Perez versus Jordan Grace. You got to think that Roxanne is on her way out of NXT soon, because there is not a lot left for her to do in NXT. Feels like they're using her for a hot second just to show that Jordan Grace is the next big thing in WWE NXT. Not that Grace needs the rub, but it doesn't hurt having her dispatch of a former champion without a ton of trouble. Jordan Grace wins via pinfall after the Juggernaut driver puts Roxy away.
Yeah, this was just a get back, I thought, because Roxanne beat Jordan last year to retain the title, and Jordan getting win back. And I agree. Roxanne's main roster is probably trying to fit her in. Backstage, Obafemi runs into The Undertaker, who says he has been watching him for a while. Undertaker has been impressed, and this match is important, so go out there and defend your yard. You didn't like this. I remember when it happened. I was kind of like, this is cool, but for some reason you weren't fully into Undertaker.
No, fucking Undertaker just fucking rubbing everybody all of a sudden. What the hell? Is this a brothel? Give me a fucking break.
Trick Williams is shown training for his NXT Underground match because it's time for him to be back on top where he belongs.
Yep, and third match of the night. By the way, Trick Williams still sucks. Third match of the night is Obafemi defending his NXT championship against TNA's X Division champion Moose. This match was all about the two monsters beating the hell out of each other until one of them couldn't get up. And that's exactly what this match needed to be, and they delivered the King Kong versus Godzilla match we were promised. A lot of fun watching this match, and Oba standing tall, looking like the star he is. Yeah, man. Just hard hitting. Loved everything that went on in this match. Same. It's exactly like I said, what you expected from it. Oba wins with the ball from Grace literally out of nowhere to retain the title.
Yeah, I enjoyed that match. It was really good. Zarya is shown she took Sol Ruka to a rage room so they could burn off some steam. Looked like they had some fun busting bottles there. I've always wanted to do one of those rage rooms. Blow off some steam from working with the final boss, RK, Seth freaking RK. Kind of really boils your blood a little bit. Or is it R freaking K? I don't know. There's too many people that I got to deal with on a weekly basis, and it's starting to run. It's just a lot.
Still don't know what you're talking about, man.
Fatal Influence still wants Fallon Henley to get a rematch for the Women's North American title. Ricky Starks interrupts again, saying, his usual catchphrase here of, yeah, everybody's just angry in this motherfucker. Jesus. Ricky Starks interrupts. He asks Ava for a match with Ridge Holland. It's on for next week, but Ethan Page cuts by him as he's going to the ring and says, NXT doesn't like outsiders. He's like, wait a minute, weren't you? All right.
No. Fourth match of the night is a street fight between Ethan Page and Javon Evans. And in a street fight, you must wear jeans of some sort. It's a rule, apparently.
Jeans and a wife beater. You gotta wear the correct
every
stuff
time.
In a street fight.
This may be the best Evans has ever looked in a match, and that's because it came off like he absolutely wanted to beat the shit out of Page and get his revenge. Ethan Page matched that intensity, and that made for a good old-fashioned brawl here. Javon Evans may have gotten the biggest win of his career and showed that he can pull off a more serious type of role instead of being the super charismatic goof all the time. Evans finishes Page with a springboard cutter onto the chair for the pinfall. Before that, though, that table spot,
Mm-hmm.
Page didn't go through the table, but whatever.
Yeah. What's funny, if you go to Ethan Page's socials, he's been sharing that springboard cutter and just talking about the fact that he is in a lot of pain right now, and he's having fun with it. Post match after this, though, the lights went out and the four men, masked men, come out to toss powerbomb Javon Evans and leave. Still no name with that group, and really no answers on to what they're doing. All they've done so far is just cause chaos. What have you been calling him? Retribution B or something like that? I don't know what you call him. Want to be Retribution? They're better than Retribution.
Retribution version 2.
There you go, V2. Sean Spears' group, which is now called the Culling, talks about how they're here to purge the weak. Sean Spears says next week they will take the D'Angelo family's heart. Eddie Thorpe is being interviewed in the crowd and promises to take out Trick Williams next week. And then Trick Williams comes through the crowd, brawling with him, with the fans cheering Trick on. We get every show. Here is what to look forward to next week before the main event.
And main event time it is. And these women need to show up after the previous match went absolutely bonkers. We have the NXT Women's Champion Julia versus NXT North American Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer. It's title versus title, and the winner gets to go home with both belts. This match delivered as one could have only expected. May have been overshadowed just slightly by the street fight before, but these two showed why they are two of the top women in wrestling right now and deserve to be in the main event of the night. Back and forth match with both not giving a lot to the other and really could have gone either way. Vaquer has been impressive ever since the first time we saw her in New Japan and only continues to get better. Her taking this match and both titles is a push that very few get this early in their careers. One has to wonder if the rumors of Julia being banged up and also now having apparent visa issues played a part in this outcome. But for now, you have to give Stephanie her flowers because she deserves the opportunity she has been given here. We get the confetti shower to end the show with Stephanie posing with the two belts.
Yeah, man, really good NXT roadblock to push forward to the final run to stand and deliver. That main event, we expected it to be good, and it was. And I asked this question: was if Julia's dealing with a nagging injury, now I'm just looking forward to them going at it again. And I referenced this is going to be right before it started, and then of course commentary must have been listening to me. I said this is a rivalry we're seeing right here on NXT, but this is also a rivalry that we are going to see for years and years to come in WWE. They are always going to be connected, and we're seeing the starting point of it in NXT, which we have had it on in New Japan and whatnot, but in the WWE sphere, this was the start of something that you're going to see years from now. The rivalries of like Charlotte and Becky, that they're always intertwined. Bailey, for some reason, always has beef with Alexa Bliss, and even back to Bailey and Sasha before Sasha left. That was always the thing, and this is something really cool that I think we got to see the start of a story that's going to go for years in WWE, and I'm looking forward to see how it plays out. But yeah, I enjoyed NXT, man, start to finish, great show, always delivers.
Yeah, this show was absolutely awesome front to back. No time wasted, very match heavy show with all combatants showing up for war. You rarely get this kind of content on most pay per views, and this was a Tuesday night NXT on cable.
Yep.
If you're still one of the people who only pays attention to the main roster stuff, or worse, you only pay attention to AEW, don't worry. There are some familiar faces to help you transition over. Check this episode out because I believe you will have a new place to watch some of the best wrestling on TV right now. Now it's just time to build towards Stand and Deliver happening WrestleMania weekend in Vegas.
Looking forward to it. Stand and Deliver is always a good show too. So, ready to rock. NXT continuing their thing here. Let's roll to SmackDown and let's be honest with ourselves real quick. They got to go to 2 hours. They got to go to 2 hours, dude.
Oh, you didn't like this show? I thought this was actually
No,
really
I did. I actually did like this show, but it still drags. But
I don't think it dragged at all, but that's fine. We are live, sort of, from the Olympic Arena, Barcelona, in Barcelona, Spain. Are we spoiled, North America? Because every time the WWE is in Europe, it feels like it's the biggest thing to ever happen over there. Brings so much life to the shows, and it just is such a different dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, from the start, dude, just the European crowd, they bring it every time. Any show that WWE does over there, the crowd is awesome and it is loud and they're all into it. And whew, we saw it throughout this entire episode.
Yeah, man. We are about a month out from WrestleMania, and Europe will be the battleground for Road to WrestleMania the next 3 weeks. Glad to see video of the talent showing up for work today. Otherwise, this would have been a really shitty road trip.
Yeah, it's good that they got there. They made it. The newly crowned United States champion, LA Knight, is going to open things up in Barcelona as the crowd, they're just, like I said, on fire and they are loud. We get a lovely back and forth between LA Knight and that crowd. Yaz to get the people going. He does a little Spanish speaking, which is a reoccurring theme tonight. A little Spanish speaking, and the crowd is eating out of the palm of Knight's hand with each word. He says, I might be the U.S. champ, but my God, I'm worldwide, followed by you deserve it chance. Knight says the title is back where it belongs, with everybody saying, Uso, Jimmy Uso. He comes out to interrupt here. Big Jim says he is not here to congratulate LA Knight, but he's desperate and he wants a title shot right now. Cue some more music as Solo and Du Bois come out. Tamatonga, Jacob, all gas, no brakes shirt, by the way. Get that on the WWE shop right now. They come out and Solo with mic in hand. He is glazing the shit out of Jacob here. It says he truly deserves a shot, not Jimmy. And then we get a funny moment where Solo kind of slips up in his words, which you can't see now. They've edited it out. But he slips up on his words, and Jimmy breaks character in the ring a little bit, laughing at Solo's slip up.
What?
So,
What?
some people said he was about to say like fucker or something. I was like, oh shit. Solo says Jimmy is a failure, but Jimmy retorts saying that the failure was actually Solo when he lost the Ulafala to the OTC Roman Reigns. They all brawl 3 versus 2, but Braun Strowman comes out to even the odds. Nick Aldis then comes out to speak a little Spanish for the cheap pop, and then he gets a massive pop when he makes a 6-man tag match.
Yeah, and that leads us directly into the first match of the night, a 6-man tag team brawl between Jimmy Uso, Braun Strowman, and LA Knight,
Yeah,
versus Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tamatonga.
yeah.
This match was a house show style match, just thrown together to get the faces a win in front of the packed house. Tamatonga has officially taken on role of Fall Guy for the new again bloodline.
Tonga is missing
Whatever they
out.
are considering themselves these days, you can see the inevitable split between Solo and Jacob coming. This match was just that, a match with the furthering along what some might think as a WrestleMania showdown between Braun and Jacob. Strowman takes the pin here, gets the 1-2-3 for the win after a power slam to Tamatonga. Post match, Solo takes down Strowman, and Fatu finishes off the post match attack.
Yeah, I don't know where your head's at with this. Do you think it is Jacob Fatu and Strowman at Mania, or is it going to be
Yeah,
Jacob
probably.
Solo?
No,
Maybe they
probably
save.
Jacob and Braun, but the turn will come from Solo there.
Ooh, okay. I see you. I see you. We got to look at Triple H before his Hall of Fame induction. They are really pushing this, by the way. Buy your tickets now. We get a look back at what happened last week with Naomi admitting that she attacked Jade Cargill, leaving Bianca Belair in tears and earning Naomi another beating from Jade. So Kathy Kelly is here with a sit down in an AEW arena. It was the empty stadium before SmackDown. Jade calls Naomi pathetic, says she never needed a handout. Kathy asks the real questions, the real shit about why Jade never said anything while she was out. Which I was just thinking that when Kathy, like, I didn't really think it, and then Kathy mentioned it, and I'm like, yeah, why didn't Jade like say anything? Like, it was Naomi. So Jade said she said all she saw before she blacked out was Naomi running away. As Jade was getting deep in this, Liv and Raquel walk in and laugh at her. Liv justifiably is pissed off because Jade was silent for months and she had to eat the blame for the attack. Jade is pissed off, calls out Liv for a match next week. Liv accepts, but tells her to make sure she doesn't fall on any cars before then. I, I had to thank God for Liv Morgan showing up and saving this promo. BFAP in English and Spanish is hyping up herself and the crowd as she is ready to start her legacy by beating Charlotte.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Second match of the night, we have BFAB taking on Charlotte Flair. You asked me before this match started. 2 minutes. You taking over the over or the under? Obviously, I took the over because my girl
You did.
BFAB is highly
You did.
underrated.
You did take the over, actually.
That being said, there was no chance in hell she was winning this match, but she got to showcase a bit here and hold her own against the Queen. This match, though, was always going to be Charlotte's to win and to reinforce why she indeed does belong in the title picture at WrestleMania. Charlotte wins via submission after the natural selection and figure 8. Post-match, Charlotte won't break the submission, and Tiffany Stratton comes out for the save. Security rushes out as the fight is on, but they can't do much to break it up as we go to commercial.
And we go to commercial, and I think they were brawling to the back. We get a Drew McIntyre vignette about how Damian has screwed him over multiple times over this past year. And I'm just going to step back real quick. RK, go ahead, man.
Man, people got to stop stealing my shit, man. I just went over this exact scenario a week ago, and all of a sudden the WWE is on top of the narrative. Seems sus to me, man. You know any good lawyers?
One, but I don't think he would help with this. I think he's like a 2A defense attorney in Indianapolis, but that's all I got. I worked with him in radio. Yeah, you have been calling it, man. That's why I even wrote it. I was like, hey, just step back, dude. RK deserves this time to shine. Yeah, they nailed it. Word for word almost. They stole your whole flow. We get a cool little SmackDown moments in history here, showing when AJ Styles beat that fraud motherfucker Jinder Mahal to take the WWE Championship, ending one of the worst title reigns ever.
I don't think he said those words.
No, I did. It's my words.
Oh.
That's what I wrote. Said, and I think they were promoting this because this title change when AJ beat Jinder was in Europe. It was in Manchester. So. Okay, Miz, he comes out to kick off Miz TV, but
no, we got to go to full size double screen.
Oh,
Liv Morgan has shared her latest wounds following today's WWE live event
I
in
saw
Hanover,
this,
Germany.
dude. She looks like she got clawed. Get a little closer. There you go. Yeah, her entire side is clawed. It was from her match with Rhea, actually.
Wild.
That girl puts her body on the line. Jesus. Speaking of putting their bodies on the line here, Miz is kicking off Miz TV, but Tiffany and Charlotte are brawling still. Tiffany hits a wild senton from the video board onto only security, not hitting Charlotte at all. I don't know if that was bad on Tiffany's part or Charlotte said, fuck you, I'm not taking this move, and got out the way.
They had a Twitter exchange. Did you see that?
Yeah. Calling them, they were name dropping and everything. I was like, Jesus Christ, guys. They're trying to build it, so keep it going. The crowd is chanting, this is awesome, because of what happened. Miz agrees, and he speaks Spanish to get the cheap pop. As I said, this is a recurring thing here. And then he introduces Cody Rhodes. Before he introduces Cody Rhodes, he says Cody should have listened to him, but instead he got beat up by two great rappers, Travis Scott and John Cena. And unlike The Miz, he will not beat John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania. I was like, all right. And here comes quarterback number 1, Cody Rhodes. Miz cuts off the big whoa when Cody got on the ring apron and says he has to ask the hard-hitting questions. He has been cut off by Tiffy time, and now Cody comes in, and Cody just says, fuck you, and just hits crossroads on him. Picks up the mic and says he only wants to talk to John Cena. Tells Cena that if he can find the time to meet him on the road to WrestleMania at Monday Night Raw in Brussels, Cody will be there as well. And Cody wouldn't fuck around. He's pissed. And I knew Cody wouldn't fuck around because he wasn't wearing a suit.
He was not wearing a suit.
He was in a windbreaker. I was like, oh, shit. Nick Aldis is backstage with Shinsuke Nakamura. He's telling Shin he should be suspended for what he did with the mist into the referee's face. Damian Priest interrupts looking for Drew. Shin says something in Japanese. Damian says, I don't know what the fuck you just said, dude. Let me speak some Spanish, though.
I laughed. I popped for that.
Damian says, let me speak some Spanish, though, to get the crowd going and to you. And he says he wants to fight. Nick Aldis says, I don't know what either of you motherfuckers just said, but fine. You guys have a match later. And then we get a teaser from someone who looks a lot like Rey Fenix. We couldn't tell, but I think we both agreed it was Rey Fenix. And this was on
Internet
SmackDown.
sleuths already figured it out. They took a still shot from the promo with the tattoo on his hand, and they took a picture of the tattoo on his hand and the same fucking tattoos.
You didn't have to do all that. Like we knew, we kind of got a pretty good idea it was Ray Phoenix. But like, all right, the internet's loose. Good job. You earned your fucking interactions this week. I guess I don't know what to tell you, but yeah. But
Yeah.
he's on SmackDown. It is promoted on SmackDown. That doesn't mean anything. We know it doesn't mean shit. But
The draft is happening right after WrestleMania.
yeah, because those matter.
They do, 100%. Third match tonight of the third. Okay, your turn.
Third match of the but
Third match of the night is Damian Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was a match of two guys getting to just let loose and hit each other really hard for 8 minutes.
yes.
It works too because Nakamura is a striker and Damian is as well, but you could also classify him as a powerhouse too. Nonetheless, as a ramble here, trying to deflect that this was really just a match for the sake of having a match, and it was really all about Drew McIntyre getting to show up and show out, and the man who has truly been his problem for the last year, Damian Priest. Um, yeah, the match was whatever. The Drew McIntyre stuff is the stuff that mattered. Damian Priest wins via DQ after Drew McIntyre jumps Priest. Post match, McIntyre goes for the old eye gouge, allowing Shinsuke to hit the Kinshasa. Nakamura leaves and McIntyre wrecks Priest. McIntyre looks like he's about to leave, but sees Damian get back up and then hits the Claymore for good measure.
Yeah, good shit. That's gonna be the WrestleMania match. Kathy Kelly is in the back with DIY, and she asks, "What makes them so confident that they will walk out still champs?" Ciampa answers her question with a question, and asks, "Why is the SmackDown Tag Division the best in the world?" It was because of them, of course. They ask for, of course, the moment of silence in Spanish before Motor City Machine Gun interrupts and says, "After the Profits match later, we have unfinished business." We also get a shot of Kath Kelly with the secret Hervis. Piper asks if she has any credentials. Chelsea says she's clear as she comes in. Chelsea says the Green administration is in full force. Zelina Vega interrupts and says, "You know what sounds better than Green administration? And new." Piper tells the spicy habanero, Zelina, to slow down, that if she wants a shot, she has to go through them. Zelina says, "Fine. Next week, I'll go through you, and then I'll get the title, and the title will be mine. Bye."
Yeah, spicy habanero.
And I was
Piper
like, all
Niven
right.
just nailing the one-liners right now.
Yeah, spicy habanero. She called Zarya Mad Max. I was like, all right, she's killing it. She's killing it.
Yeah, and that leads us into the fourth match of the night. Randy Orton returning to action against Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo continues to lose matches, but at least he is looking good while doing it. He could easily pivot to a winning role one of these days, as he has the tools to be a superstar. It's not a bad thing to have young talent to use and go out and have good matches with the veteran stars until it is their time to shine. He'll get his moment. His talent is undeniable, but for the time being, he is there for the pinfall.
Yep.
Randy gets the 1-2-3 and the win after a very clean, albeit anticlimactic RKO. I was really hoping for a springboard
Yeah, dude. It was like
350 flip RKO or something, but
we're
no,
watching
nothing.
it. What every time Carmelo went up top or something, we're like, "Oh, here it comes! Oh, here it
No,
comes!" And then it was just a
clean RKO, just a very
It was
old
out of
standard.
nowhere.
It was out of nowhere, but yeah. Post match, Orton hits another RKO and is about to listen to the voices telling him he needs to punt Carmelo, but out
Fuck
come Kevin
Carmelo.
Owens for the save. Owens then bails before Randy can get his hands on him.
It's like in that moment, I was like, "What the fuck did Carmelo Hayes do to get punted? This is all Kevin Owens' fault."
No, it's just Randy going to
Yeah,
that place.
yeah. Backstage, Jacob Fatu cuts a fiery promo at Braun Strowman, reminding him of what happened last time when they were coast to coast. Now he's all gas, no breaks with it. Hey, yada I mean. Solo throughout this is the really big hype man here, once again, for Jacob, just putting him over. Started to get suspicious. We hinted at it. It's probably leading to a split, obviously, and Jacob and Solo going at it later this year. We get a Smokey vignette with the number 4, or is it an A? I don't know, but I think it's probably Aleister Black. I think you agree.
Oh, I mean, it could
Yeah,
it could be. Yeah,
It was
could
very
be.
similar to the old
Yeah, it could be.
house. Yeah,
I was trying to remember his name is AEW, but I couldn't remember it.
Malachi.
There we go. Thank you.
Gunther is in his wrestling gear with a mic in hand. Classic heel, of course. He puts over Madrid. They're in Barcelona, the big rivals of Barcelona there. He yells out, Hala Madrid. He's in the ring. He runs down Jey Uso again, of course. And he says his dancing and all that is cool, but when the bell rings, Gunther is the man. And then he issued a challenge to Spain's A-Kid, the national treasure, Axiom.
Yeah, and Axiom gets a rare main roster appearance for now.
Cool.
He's going to be very heavily featured on it soon enough. Which leads us into our fifth match of the night is a surprise match between Gunther and Axiom. No surprise here, but the fans were crazy into this match and carried this match to a level that this match probably wouldn't have reached in a North American arena.
Facts.
Gunther can literally work with anyone, and it showed here as this match was highly entertaining. Axiom tried his absolute best to get the better of Gunther and looked damn good doing it. In the end, though, Gunther's strength is just too much for Axiom, and he takes the power bomb for the 1-2-3 pinfall. Fantastically fun match though here. This was a blast to watch. Post match, Gunther puts Axiom in the sleeper hold for the knockout blow, and surprisingly, no save from Jay
Yeah,
or
I thought that was
Nathan.
coming.
But apparently Nathan wasn't invited.
Yeah, he said that. He's like, maybe an invite next time, bro. I didn't think Axiom was going to win this match by any means, but when he
I thought
hit,
for a hot second he was going to.
when he hit the golden ratio, it was a close near fall. I was like, oh shit, they might. No, Gunther, of course, stays strong. We had to look back at the incident from Monday Night Raw where Roman Reigns accidentally, I don't know why I didn't help this one, where Roman Reigns pulled Seth Rollins out to give Seth Rollins the win, incidentally over CM Punk. Shows him beating down Seth, shows him beating down Punk, because they showed Paul Heyman helping CM Punk up and consoling him, and Reigns beat him down as well. This introduces us to Paul Heyman. He says he's going to keep it short, unlike a certain visionary. I was like, oh, dude. Damn, they're calling back to when Seth Rollins and his pictures leaked on the internet. Says today is Roman Reigns Day as 2K releases worldwide. He says everyone will play, but wait until after SmackDown because we like to keep our rating high. I was like,
That's a shot.
And I was like, oh shit, that might be a shot. He mentions that of course it is Reigns Day, but not his friend CM Punk or Seth freaking Rollins Day. It is the tribal chief, and he is coming back. He will be in Italy, and if you've got a problem with him, you can come say it to his face then. And the Bologna, Italy. That is SmackDown, correct? Yes, next Friday.
Yes.
So yeah, if you got a problem with Roman, you can say it to his face. So expect Roman, Punk, Rollins, maybe to all have an appearance in Bologna, Italy. We get here is what is coming up next week on SmackDown. The Street Profits are shown. They're dapping up. Los Garza interrupts to wish them luck because they have next. Big Jim is in the back with Gunther, and Gunther wants to talk to Jim and tell him to, hey, talk to your brother. Get him out of this. He's making a mistake. Jim stands up and says, nope, you got me messed up, Oos. And in Sin City, the ring general drops rank, and we are going to be yeeting all over Vegas.
That's suggestive. Main event time, and it's for the WWE Tag Team Championship. We have DIY defending against the Street Profits. This finish has needed to happen for some time now, as the Street Profits have been close to winning the titles so many times, only to come up short. Again, Montez Ford, as everybody likes to just call him Tez, would be an absolute beast as a singles competitor, but something has to be said for his loyalty to Angelo Dawkins as well. Angelo Dawkins, he was doing the singles thing down in NXT and wasn't gaining much traction, and then him and Montez hooked up, and they have just been on fire ever since. They have run into some walls here and there, but they are absolutely fantastic together, and something has to be said that Montez is refusing to break that up, because I'm sure WWE has gone in with Montez and said, "Hey, want to do a singles run here? Like we got stuff for you," and I know I'm good. It's nice to see them get what they deserve here, and it keeps the tag division cooking. I feel a big time multi-team match happening at WrestleMania coming up. Finish
Yeah.
came when Montez Ford hits his sky-high frog splash for the 1-2-3 and the title win.
Yeah, a multi-team match would make sense in this SmackDown tag division. Do you do it? Do you just put a ladder in the middle of the ring, hang the titles high, and figure it out that way, or tornado tag it? Who knows? I mean, but I think I kind of agree with you. A multi-tag match would make sense for how hot and all these tag teams are on SmackDown. I take back what I said earlier. I don't know what I was thinking. This SmackDown actually was really good. I didn't say the SmackDown one bad. I just still don't like the 3-hour time limit. But they did. This was a really good SmackDown. From start to finish, a lot of high points. And dude, the Street Profits winning the tag titles, all here for it. They deserve it, and they've been doing some good work. And SmackDown to tag division heating up. And hey, Roman Reigns is on SmackDown next week. Tune in. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, man, the crowd boosted this show a ton, and it comes off
that
as
too. That too. Oof.
one of the best SmackDowns in a hot second. The title change made the show feel like a big deal and a good way to start off their European tour here.
Yeah, SmackDown, man. We're in Brussels on Monday, Italy on next Friday. And then don't they have England dates as well coming up? I think.
I have no idea. I've not paid that much attention to where they're going.
But yeah, looking forward to it, of course. And yeah, that brings us to a close, man. Only 3 shows to talk about this week. Normally shortens up the show a bit of PLEs or pay-per-views to talk about. Good run of shows this week, and I think it's gonna be a hard choice here when I ask this question. But what was your show of the week?
NXT, start to front, absolutely fantastic. Not a dull moment for a second. Match heavy. They had like 7 matches that show in 2 hours.
Yeah,
amazing.
I have to agree with you. Normally I try and differ, just change it up, but I'm not on this one. NXT was so good, start to finish, man.
Well, there's no pay-per-view this weekend, so you can't just
I
take
don't
the
have a
easy
cop
route
out.
out.
You're right. Now NXT was on fire. Still are. Still keep killing it. So wrestler of the week though for you.
It's a tough one actually, but I got to go Stephanie Vaquer.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was gonna do that too, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it to Javon Evans. I thought Javon Evans had a hell of a match there with Ethan Page, and he looked
Best
really
match of his career, hands down.
I like that side of Javon. If I wasn't gonna give it to Javon, I don't know if we've agreed on these terms yet, but I was gonna say the Street Profits too, just the tag team. But I'm gonna go Javon. I think Javon had a good showing, and future's bright for that dude. Who knows where he's gonna end up? So shout out to Javon Evans. With that being said, that's a wrap. That is a wrap on episode number 45. We are rolling through here as we carry on with this road to WrestleMania. We're getting closer to a year of doing This Week in Wrestling as well. So stay tuned. We'll have some fun with episode number 53, I'm sure. Stay tuned to, of course, the video series. We're going to start up 10 episode series of watching the highest rated Monday Night Raw and Nitro episodes starting from 10 to 1 and all that good stuff. So I am Kurt. That is RK. We are the Top Rope Renegades, and we will talk to you guys next week on This Week in Wrestling.
This Week in Wrestling, hosted by Kurt and RK.
Brought to you by Brian's Liquor Depot, when you need to be so drunk you don't know what you are talking about. Sponsored by Dave's Sorsorama. Our sources are cheap and our quality is too.